I guess you want to give a little bit of background about yourself, kind of where you're from, and
Okay. Well, I'm an island boy. I've lived on the island most of my life. This island or another one. I started on Quadra Island. Family relocated to Port Alberni, the center of this island, and with few exceptions, I've been here the whole time. I went off to university for a while and came back and deliberately came to Victoria. For me, it was the most beautiful place. It was the easiest place to live. The weather's the best. It's on the island, it's on the water. I couldn't beat it, and that's why I came here. I went to university, I finished my university here, and stayed. Loved it, still do.
what are some of your main hobbies and interests?
Well, I have a lot, and I stay busy. I was, as a young person, very involved in athletics, so I participated in all sorts of sports, and it stayed with me. I passed that to my kids and now my grandkids. I attend all sorts of sporting events in a year. I have seasons tickets to the Grizzlies hockey just down the road, or to the Harper Cats baseball. My kids played sports. My youngest daughter went to the World Series a few times for Little League,
Oh wow!
which was pretty amazing. Uh, my son was a very good baseball player and a very good basketball player. So I've always had that as an interest, and I've stayed with it. I follow that. I'm interested in things. I like to do woodworking. Uh, I don't have a hot rod at the moment, but I hang with people that have hot rods. I help put on car shows. We had over 100,000 people at the last one that we put together. It was a big deal. So there's lots that I'm interested in, lots to keep me busy.
Cool. What I guess what brought you or what got you started in the business?
Well, I had a career with government, and it was an odd career. It was different, but it worked for me. And part of what I did in the middle of that career was manage construction for government. So I got to build jails and courthouses.
Oh, cool.
And I traveled all over the province and I met city councils, and I ended up hiring architects and engineers and construction people and managing the entire project for government. And I, by default, learned something about how the process works, and I did it in a way where I wasn't writing the checks. So it was a pretty safe way to learn the business. And I liked it. I saw an opportunity for me personally to do little projects, and I did. I bought lots of little houses and subdivided property and renovated the houses and made that work. So that's how I kind of became interested. When I retired, I didn't want to do nothing. I wanted to do something, so I formed a little consulting company and took on projects.
Cool. Very cool. So I guess when you were little, this wasn't necessarily what you thought you'd end up doing, eh?
Nothing about what I thought when I was little actually happened. Everything, the best laid plans of mice and men. Yeah. I wanted to be industrious. As a little person, I wanted to work hard. I wanted to do things. My grandparents wanted me to be a doctor. I had no idea why they thought that. I think I did nothing but disappoint them. So no, that doing this had nothing to do with what I wanted to do as a young person. Yeah, nothing. I mean, we're left field here. This is, yeah.
But it worked out well.
I'd have to lie to complain. Literally, life is very, very good. If I had more money, I'd spend it, give it away to the kids and grandkids. No, my life is just about perfect. It's very good.
What got you? Well, I guess what got you into Pacific Landing? How did you start with Pacific Landing?
I met Randy probably 10 years ago when I was managing properties for the government. And I met with Randy and Dave Howe and Randy's father several times. And we just talked about different projects or what if and could we do this or could we do that. And that relationship started and survived. We stayed in touch. When Randy began Pacific Landing, he was in Calgary, and he needed contact in Victoria. He needed somebody to run down to City Hall or to find a chicken catcher, to find something. And he would call and say, "Gee, Ray, would you be interested?" And finally, "Would you be interested in working?" And offered me a contract. I was looking for something to do and said, "Sure, sounds good to me." Eventually, when Randy was putting the team together, he came to the conclusion that he would like me to be a partner. So I needed to take some risk, and he needed to find somebody that could do what he needed done. And I said, yeah, we've each had a chance to sort of dance with each other and agreed that there's been no stepping on toes so far, so we could make it work, and it's been fantastic.
In your words, kind of describe Pacific Landing and how you see Pacific Landing.
Well, Pacific Landing is unique. There have never been more or bigger developments in this region than there are today. So there's lots to compare to, lots to look at, and we stand out. Pacific Landing is different. It's a waterfront project, and there are very few of those. There's nothing about Pacific Landing that's ordinary. So Randy's vision in the beginning was different, and it's held. So that if you look at the buildings, there's no stucco, there's no boxes, there's no square, ordinary shapes. They're interesting buildings, there's lots of detail. And the people that purchased phase one were all very happy. They purchased quickly once they saw what they could get for the dollar they had to pay. And I think that's a very good thing. I think value is a very important thing in this or any other market. So Pacific Landing to me is unique. It's a village concept, meaning it's likely that you'll get to know your neighbors, whereas in a lot of situations today, people have no idea who the neighbors are. By design, it brings people together. People will share the amenities, the pool, the yoga studio, the kitchen, and so on. And I think that's a good thing, that people have to interact, people get to know each other, people will be active. I think it's a brilliant concept, and I think it's going to work like a charm.
What, in your opinion, what's the most unique feature of Pacific Landing?
Well, probably the property to start with. The property itself is distinguished. It's more than just waterfront. It's waterfront with a view. There's something interesting every day on the waterfront, whether it's the Navy ships coming or going, cruise ships entering Victoria Harbor. You can see the coho from here. At night you see the lights of downtown Victoria. It's gorgeous. It's a beautiful place to be.
I agree. What are you most looking forward to about the project?
Um, I'm looking forward to completion in the sense that we will have built the dream that we have talked about. We started with just a piece of dirt on the ocean, and we will have brought together a few hundred families to create their new home, their new living situation, and there will be surprises along the way. So I'm looking forward to that. I don't know what we'll do with the old house, whether it'll be meeting space, a pub, a restaurant, a wine tasting, whatever. It'll be fun. And I think when we see all of those pieces come together, the pool, all of it, a daycare, for example, I mean, we hadn't thought about that, but now we are. So I think seeing it come together is what I'm looking forward to.
And then, what's your, I guess, favorite part of the project?
The people.
The people?
We have, it is family, but the people are doing this with their brains and their own hands. They're actually building, starting from pretty much zero, and through hard work and a lot of thought and effort, they're coming up with something that we can collectively be very proud of. And I'm thrilled to be part of it and to watch the other people as they grow and do what they're doing. It's fantastic.
Is there, I guess, anything that you would like to specifically mention about the project or about anything that you're doing? Or
Well, I think the challenge with the project is it's going to be hard to find another one. How do we top this? How do we better what we've done? How do we take what we've learned here and use it someplace else to build a better project? Well, we need to find a superior site. We need to keep the team together. It's a big challenge, but I think it's worth it. I think it's worth looking at to keep it going. So that's what I spend a lot of time on, actually, is looking for that property, looking for the challenge and all the bits and pieces that go into the part of the project that people don't see. So dealing with the public and all of that.
we're just finishing phase one.
Mhm.
Can you talk to the future phases?
Well, the future phases conceptually were designed a couple of years ago. So we knew where we wanted to place buildings on the property. What we didn't understand were the details that would go into each building. So when we sold phase one, we didn't learn much from the people that purchased. They said, "We're happy, here's a check." From the people that didn't buy into phase one, we learned all sorts of stuff. They told us that units were too big or too small. We wanted one bedroom, we wanted an office. We wanted an office on site at someplace other than phase one. And they told us everything that they were looking for. They wanted a place to hang kayaks and their gear, and wow. So in phase two, we tried to build all of that gathered information into the drawings. A couple of families said they want to be able to approach their unit, drive the car at ground level straight into their building, like a brownstone townhouse. And that's why we have brownstone townhouses. We'll have a penthouse in this case, and it'll be larger, it'll be different, it'll have a spectacular view. In phase three, we have similarly more exotic information to build into it. People have told us what they want, and we're gonna build it all in. And the folks will be happy. They're getting what they've asked for.
Yeah. Wonderful.
Yeah.
That's great. Anything to, I guess, the environmental side of things at Pacific Landing, or because we're doing quite a bit in that respect of?
Well, I think we've honored the site. We will continue to uh, develop the bird sanctuary in a way that honors the intent of the sanctuary. We'll have places for people to walk around and through on purpose-built trails. We built a fish spawning bed, which was a very good idea. We've got a terrific stream that runs through the property. The fish spawning bed will only allow for more fish to hatch in the area, which is a brilliant idea. We should do it on every stream. And I think if we apply that same enthusiasm to the bird sanctuary, nature will flourish. There'll be lots of interesting things to look at, and it's the right thing to do. So I'm happy to see it carry on.
And then my only other one is Pacific Landing has kind of become a bit of a family atmosphere. Can you speak to that?
Well, personally, family is important to me. It's the only thing that I really value in life. So when I talked to Randy about what I could bring to the job, it was myself and family. And he agreed. He wanted to bring his family, and my other partner Dale wanted to bring his family. And there's something unique about family. Without question, we trust ourselves and each other, and have faith that we can deal with each other in a very secure, caring, strong way that is not always possible in the new age sensitive world that we live in. So I think it is brilliantly important and unique that we have a collection of families come together to become one. Yeah, I'm thrilled. That to me is hugely important. If this works well, it'll survive long after I'm gone.
It's really kind of added. It kind of adds to the project feel.
Yeah.
And brings in the community.
The fact that it's working today, that all of those next generation family members from 3 families can get together and make it work is exceptional. You know, and that in itself is an accomplishment. It's something we can all be proud of, and the fact that it's working is fantastic. I love it.
Perfect. Well, thank you very much, Ray.
We need more barbecue days.